Is Formula One on the verge of losing one of its most iconic circuits? With crazy weather, significant car developments, and a growing tempest of political uproar, the Imola Grand Prix could be the most dramatic weekend of racing of the year, and perhaps the last. Formula One returns to Italy, on the legendary, snaky, and historic asphalt of Imola. But as thrilling as that may be, there is a feeling of unease. Is this the final time we'll see the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix on the F1 calendar? Could this be Imola's farewell? With new Pirelli tires, major car upgrades, uncertain weather, and political whispers echoing in the paddock, this weekend promises to be one of the most pivotal of the season. Imola is one of Formula One's most legendary circuits, steeped in history and emotion. However, in a twist of fate, it may disappear from the sport in the near future. Formula One CEO Stefano Domenicali, an Imola native himself, has expressed doubts over the viability of having two races in Italy, considering increasing interest in Formula One from across the globe. With Monza already committed until 2031, it's Imola that appears to be in danger. But let's go through that drama later. Let's see what's turning out to be an intriguing race weekend first. Let's begin with the weather, always an unknown at Imola. Forecast is dry for Friday and Saturday right now, providing teams with an uncontaminated window to dial in setups in free practice and qualifying. Sunday might have scattered showers, which would upset plans for race day. Because car configurations are frozen in after FP3, a few teams might take a risk on a wet race setup at the expense of qualifying pace on Sunday. This strategic dilemma always introduces an element of uncertainty at Imola. Now let's discuss tires, because Pirelli is mixing things up. For the first time, they're bringing in the C6 compound, the softest tire in their whole range. The idea, says Pirelli Motorsport boss Mario Isola, is obvious: more two-stop races. The new compound will be more prone to degradation, and teams will have to trade raw pace for tire management. It's a step aimed at shaking up the action, and Imola is the first proving ground. But the rubber is not the only component that is being upgraded this weekend. Red Bull is introducing a significant aerodynamic upgrade package that could be a game-changer. Their priority? Improving vertical airflow below the car. This will enhance ground effect efficiency and overall downforce, important factors on a high downforce circuit like Imola. Verstappen, whose aggressive driving style can sometimes cause him to get into trouble, could gain significantly from a more stable rear end. And with McLaren now demonstrating better race pace, Red Bull must strike back hard if they are to remain in the championship mix. Talking of McLaren, they are not only winning races, they're dominating. But underneath that veneer is an intra-team struggle bubbling with intensity. Oscar Piastri now has more McLaren wins than Lando Norris, 6-5, and the momentum is well and truly with the Australian. Norris is under the gun to deliver, and with each race, the dynamics between them become more complicated. Imola might be another flashpoint in their feud. Ferrari, on the other hand, is also introducing upgrades, but with a philosophical spin. Team boss Frederick Vasseur said it bluntly: upgrades are not going to magically fix all their issues. In his words, the issue is actually keeping the car's inherent traits balanced. That being said, SF24 will still have fresh parts in Imola, another step set to be taken at Barcelona. The crew feels that Imola is a better fit for their car than Miami, particularly with more medium to high-speed corners and curbs that reward stability. But Ferrari's weak link, tyre wear, still worries them. Mercedes is the dark horse this weekend. Inconsistent as ever, they've been quietly creeping back toward the front. At most circuits, they've already become the second quickest team. Under team principal Toto Wolff's claims, Imola is merely the start of a string of scheduled upgrades intended to make them fight for race victories. W15 is better balanced than its counterpart, and Brackley-based outfit is convinced that they can now engage in a battle with the best. Wolff said that these upgrades represent a change in the direction of the team, and as the European part of the season starts, the silver arrows are getting serious. Fueling Mercedes' ambitions further is the return home of young gun Andrea Kimi Antonelli. The Italian will have the full backing of the home fans in Imola. Following a strong qualifying session in Miami, Antonelli is full of confidence. If he can channel that energy into a strong race here, it could mark a major turning point in his young F1 career. And with rumors swirling about his long-term future, this could be his chance to solidify his seat. Back to the Imola circuit's fate, Stefano Domenicali's recent comments paint a somber picture. He admitted that although Italy is still crucial to Formula One, it's getting harder to hold two races in one nation. Monza is secure because of its prestige and long-term agreement. Imola, while a F1 presence during the COVID-affected 2020 season, could lose out to international growth. It is a bitter irony that a sport whose rescue came in part through this event could now cast aside in its heyday. The politics of the calendar are unyielding and hard. As new circuits in the Middle East, Asia, and Americas push for a place, old-time circuits such as Imola are being pushed aside. Several drivers and fans have come out and expressed their backing for retaining Imola, but business interests are winning the argument. Meanwhile, McLaren could be under the headlines for another purpose. Rumors have emerged hinting that they could be using PCMs, phase-changing materials, to control tire temperatures better. If so, it would give them a significant edge. As of now, the FIA has not come out with any decision, but if these substances fall into one of the areas of grey technical regulations, then it could bring a new controversy, this one with huge repercussions. Another story to follow is the comeback of Franco Colapinto. The young Argentine driver is replacing Jack Doohan on a 5-race deal with Alpine. It's a golden chance, but also a high-stakes risk. If Colapinto crashes or has a disappointing outing, his F1 career might disappear before it gets started. Alpine is staking on his talent, but the clock is racing in this merciless world of sport. So, with all of that to consider, upgrades, weather predictions, tire drama, driver rivalries, calendar politics, and breakout stars, this race may well be one of the most important of the 2025 Formula One season. So, what do you think? Is the end of an era at Imola? Or will the on-track drama ignite a last-minute lifeline for this fabled circuit? Will the upgrades be the make or break for Red Bull's season? And can Mercedes or Ferrari finally bridge the gap to McLaren? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you want to ride the wave of Formula One controversy a little longer, don't miss the next video appearing on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you after the checkered flag.